Hi, I'm Sandra. I'm a 250-pound runner and 50 years old. I'm not waiting until I'm smaller or thinner to run a 100-mile race. Javelina 2025. We're doing it. Let's go.
Good morning, 100-mile runners. Are you ready for the challenge today?
Just like the white wind dove, sing the song, sound like she's singing. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Just like the white wind dove, sing the song, sound like she's singing. Ooh, baby, ooh, say ooh, 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 baby, ooh, say ooh.
Hi, my name is Sandra McCulick. I'm known as Big Fit I Run on Instagram. I'm from Kelowna, BC, Canada, and one of the reasons I decided to film this little mini documentary was because I would love for people to realize that you don't have to wait to be in a better suited body to go on a journey of movement. And the journey of movement doesn't have to look like anything. It can look exactly like how you think it should look, and you can curate it yourself. The micro why is to prove to myself that I can do a 100-mile race, and it all started with very small steps 7 years ago, a few minutes, and then gradually increased to running 20 minutes, and then signing up for 4 races in 2018 all at once. And in 2018 I did do my first marathon, and once you do your first marathon you kind of don't stop there. If you, at least if you have any sort of addictive personality, you don't stop there. You kind of keep going. And I guess you can, I guess I can say the same for the 100K. You don't stop at 100K. One of the things that I'm anticipating during this race is the talking through the things. Like at some point, it depends on when it will happen. It will happen either, you know, well into loop 1, and the thoughts are going to start creeping in, right? Like come on, if you do just 3 loops, you'll be fine. That's 100K. Come on, you can stop at 3. And going back to your question, what I'm really looking forward to is overcoming those thoughts. And really seeing the growth that I've been able to work on. It's not just my body, but it's also my mind. And I didn't follow a training plan. I don't have a coach. So I feel like I've come a long way, and even not talking myself out of a long run on the weekend, not talking myself out of a 50-kilometer run 2 weekends ago, and being like, okay, you know, Saturday you're going to do 6 hours, and Sunday you're going to do another 2. So I'm really looking forward to having the artillery and having the tool belt on, and to be able to be like, oh, doubt just creeped in. Well, I've got a solution for that, and I know what to say to deviate from that doubt. I know I can get the 3 loops done, and I've got a pacer for the 4th loop, and I've got a pacer for the 5th loop. And if all I do is look at their feet the whole time, then, you know, that'll be great. You truly become what you think, and the thought happens first, and then the action. It's like, did the chicken or the egg come first? The thought is the egg, or the action is the chicken. Did the chicken or the egg come first? And when I started my streak on January 1st, 2019, every single bone in my body told me not to do the 5K a day. Every single bone, for the first year, and even for the 2nd year. And the habit truly formed, even though I was doing the habit for 2 years, in the 3rd year. But the thoughts stopped. The action took over. Thought no longer had to precede the action with that 5K streak. So what I hope people will take away from this is that it is going to be super uncomfortable no matter when you start. And time passes you by anyways. So 7 years has passed me by in doing this streak, but if I had not done it, 7 years would have passed by anyways. So which would I have rather had? A streak under my belt or no streak?
What's the thing you're most worried about going into this race?
There's a part of you that thinks, is it too selfish? Because of all the time that you take away from family. And then there was the other part of me today that thought, what if something happens to me? And it was because I was selfish. But it's a give and take, right? Like if you don't do this, then you can't show your kids, because somebody like me in my size body shouldn't attempt something like this. But I need to show my kids that any kind of disadvantages that they may encounter in their life, there's always going to be obstacles. It'll be up to them to find, their way around the obstacles. And who else to show you this but your own parents, who love you so much? And if we don't show our kids that things like this are possible, then they may never ever have the courage to try it themselves. And sometimes I ask myself, like, okay, well, why do you think you should be the one to show them that? Like, who are you to show them that? And those are those voices that will try and drown you out. That's that nervous system that tries to protect you from all the things that are scary. And, I think that nervous system gradually morphs into, it can morph even into your body having ailments. The more you listen to that nervous system, like today it was so fierce, and today it was so powerful. Like I was crying in the kitchen in the Airbnb, and I just had to let out all this emotion. And even now, I was telling you that I had buyer's remorse. It was so intense, and I didn't feel this at the 100K last year. I definitely didn't feel this type of buyer's remorse, like what have I done? And maybe I feel it because of the 30-hour time limit and that doubt creeping in, that am I really going to be able to do this? The body will quit before the mind ever does. So it's up to me to make sure that my mind is going to prevail and not my body. But I was just thinking as I got into this aid station, I looked at my 50K time, and I've never been under 9 hours, and I hit under 9 hours, and that's an accomplishment all on its own. And whatever happens after this point doesn't matter. Yeah, so cheers to turning 50 and attempting 100 miles. So I know. I was here last year and I did the 100K, and it was incredible. Like it made me cry.
My name is Carrie, and I am Sandra's crew chief as well as her fifth loop pacer. So yeah, we're all the way from Canada, but we're here to support Sandra today because she's running 100 miles. We met, oh my gosh, I want to say about 3 years ago. Through the running community, on social media. Sandra and I met in Vancouver, actually, when I was running my first marathon up there. The good news is that it's not excruciatingly hot like it was at last year's Javelina. So I think that is definitely gonna play in her favor. But we're just gonna keep her spirits high, focus on her nutrition, her hydration, and then, whatever ailments she has when she comes in, hot spots, whatever she needs, right? We'll be able to provide just so that she can kind of keep her focus on putting one foot in front of the other. We've got our own crew tent that we set up last night. So we've got all of our supplies kind of strategically laid laid out. We have every single one of her, like her nutrition bags are all kind of labeled, so that when she comes in, you know, obviously the goal is to just take her pack off, reload it with everything that she might need, you know, and like I said, tend to whatever it is that she needs at that time, you know, and then send her off on her next loop. The energy's fantastic. Like, I don't think you can beat this race atmosphere. The experience is electric. Like, the people are fantastic. The camaraderie is great. You know, everybody helps each other out and they cheer each other on. And so yeah, really, really awesome race experience here at Javelina.
It's a self-fulfilling prophecy, I would say, about telling myself that you can do hard things in a larger body and you don't have to wait until you're smaller to do these things. So if I had waited until I was smaller, I would never have done 200 Ks last year. I would never have started my streak because society tells me that I have to be smaller to be able to do those things. But I'm out here to prove and to show my kids that regardless of what, you know, so quote unquote diversity you have, and it can be physical, it can even be mental. You can be diagnosed with ADHD and somebody will tell you, well, you can't do that because you have ADHD. But you can. It's about telling yourself you can, working within your limits, right? We have this quote in Canada, work it. Okay, that's what happens also when you're 50 and your brain is like,
And you're running 100 miles.
right, that too. Yeah, but basically work within your limits, right? If my limit is my 250-pound body, then I'm going to act like somebody who's in a 250-pound body and not somebody who's in a 150-pound body, because then I would actually disappoint myself. I would never fulfill what I'm setting out to do. So that's what I'm here to do, is just continue to show up and show women who are all sizes that 1 foot in front of the other, 1 mile at a time, and you don't think about tomorrow, you just think about today. And the other thing that I love saying is pain is such a privilege. It really is. To feel this pain and to feel this struggle, knowing there's a purpose behind it, is a privilege that not many get. So, in a nutshell, that's what I'm here for.
That's beautiful. Thanks so much for sharing.
Thank you.
Yeah, so last year at Javelina, I just finished up and it was the morning of the next day, and I meet this amazing woman. She just completed the 100K and she was so positive, so kind, so generous, not just to me, but to any other runner that was coming into her path. And you know, I started to talk about, you know, our stories and getting to learn more about her, and I learned that she went through this journey of self-discovery and self-belief and building herself up to that confident and kind and courteous and brave and strong person who she was with that 100K belt buckle. And I also found out that she ran a 5K every single day for years and years and years and years. And so seeing this amazing person, it wasn't just about that 100K finish that she got on that day. It was about being that best version of herself and who she was, and seeing how she takes that and inspires other people to be the best version of themselves. And that is my friend Sandra. And Sandra is so incredible, so inspiring, not just because, you know, she's able to speak so well into the soul of human beings and what they really want to accomplish, but most importantly, she's the embodiment of it through her actions, through self-transformation, by doing these races, by showing progress in her life, by doing the work every single day. That she's the example that we can be anyone who we want to be as long as we're willing to learn and put in the work. And to me, those are the people who not only change other people's lives, but change the world. Because if we can all be the best versions of ourselves, we can make this world better. And Sandra's doing that 1 person at a time, 1 mile at a time, right there, out there, right now. She's in the 100-mile journey. She's going to continue to change the world. And Sandra, so grateful for you. You are amazing.
Thank you, Daddy.
How far did you just run?
I just ran 42 miles, and I feel mentally really good. My mood improved so much. My feet are not cooperating, so it was hard to step on my heels because I think that some blisters just arrived. Not just, they're there, they're ruminating. But mentally, I feel absolutely amazing. And and I got a picture with Andy Glaze. So that was awesome. And then I met a race angel named Danny who carried me through literally that last half, the last 10 miles. If we didn't have each other, I don't know how we would have finished. And plus she had a flashlight and I didn't. Oh my God. So, you know what the plan is? The plan is I am 3 hours ahead of my last year's 100-kilometer finish time. And I'm so proud of that. And so sometimes in life, you have to truly pivot and be okay with pivoting, because when you pivot, you grow. But if you sabotage yourself with horrendous thoughts, you don't grow. So I'm pivoting. I just missed the 12-hour cutoff so that each loop is 6 hours, and that's okay. I'm gonna finish my 100K and I'll be 3 hours ahead of last year's time. And I'd say that is major progress. So I'm so happy about that. And that's what I'm taking away from this, is a 3-hour PB on my 100K time. Thank you. That's how we pivot. And then when you pivot, you don't sabotage yourself, and there's more of a likelihood that you'll come back next time stronger, because you didn't sabotage yourself and you turned something that could have been a negative into a positive. That's what we're doing. Wow. Amazing. Amazing what the body can do. Seriously. And also it's nice to have a crew, because I've gone in and out of aid stations probably within 10-15 minutes, whereas last year I was so delusional that I ended up staying too long in aid stations. But having somebody crew you and having your bottles prepared, and what a privilege that is, for sure. You know, just being here is a privilege not many get. So proud of myself.
Heck yeah.
They don't go out on it anymore. Yeah, I just don't want to.
Yeah, it's that one. Jesus.
Hey, sis. Oh my God. Hi. Oh.
Okay, sit down. You're giving your pack, okay? How you feeling? What blister?
Oh, blistered, rashed, yeah. To get through loop 3. And I know I missed the 12-hour kind of like imaginary cutoff for making 6-hour loops for each, loop. But the plan is to finish the 3rd loop and PB my 100K. That is the plan. We pivot and we find the silver lining, and there's a lot of silver linings. So my mental state is so different from this morning and even yesterday. That's
We were just talking about you.
Look at this.
Look who I found. Look at that.
Look at this.
Fancy seeing you here.
I know. This is like
This is a
perfect.
beautiful desert. Oh my gosh.
Oh my God. This is gonna be great in the dock.
This is gonna be so good.
So good.
She's so strong. Look
She's
at her smile.
amazing.
Like, you smile this big and ultra. Like, that's how you know you're doing it right.
Oh my God. If you
You're
put
doing
that
right.
thing close to my face, I'm gonna. No, I'm kidding.
Oh, you're so amazing.
Kidding, not kidding.
Yeah. Oh, this was definitely a huge learning curve. Like, just mentally, oh my God. Like, the crying I did yesterday, I'm like, I think I already talked about this and already said it 5 million times, but, and then, you know what's cool is before I left for the third loop, I said to myself, a small miracle is better than no miracle. And the fact that I like felt a small miracle happen to me, which was my PB, I'm like so happy. Like, did not finish yet. You know, it's not a DNF. It's like a did not finish yet. And when you see all the other running community members, you know, I hate to drop names, but Andy, right, of all people who had to do Moab 3 times to finish it. I mean, after 7 years of running, this is my first, you know, DNF. I'm okay with that. Like, are you kidding?
And you still PR'd on your 100K?
That's right.
I had my first DNF earlier this year. It happens. And guess what?
And then you came back.
And the story is always being written. And you had a great win out of this too. It's amazing.
Oh
and,
my God.
There's so many wins ahead, and this was a win in itself. And also, like, there's always joy in everything, you know? And you make it so. You make it so because you're so freaking strong.
Oh my God.
You're so strong.
Oh, look how close he is with that camera.
I know, I love it. he knows what he's doing.
I know. You know David and I met last year.
No way.
At Jackass Junction.
Oh.
And he comes up to me and he's like, hey Sandra. I'm like,
I've been following you for like since 2019. Yeah.
We got friends all
look at this.
Oh yeah.
Look at that.
Oh my God.
So good.
So happy. Look at this. This is amazing.
The squad,
right?
This is fucking so
squad.
cool. The squad.
The squad. The Sandra squad.
Oh my God. Okay.
You got it.
This is it.
You got it.
Okay,
Go get
girl,
it.
go get it.
Go
Go get
get it.
Let's go, David.
Go get it. Woo!
We're running this in.
We are.
How did that last lap go?
The last lap, I took off like a racehorse, and I think it had to do with a couple of things, and that was the cooler temperatures. My nutrition was really good. I had pasta at the aid station, and I had a piece of pizza. And we retaped my feet. So I think altogether, all of those things, I did that first 3 miles to the first aid station super fast. And even the second part to Jackass Junction was really good. And yeah, my feet were starting to hurt, and they are really hurting, but you know, par for the course. So I think it's like a combination, and sometimes you just don't even know what the you don't even know what the secret is, because every time it's different, right? But you just have to get out there and do it. And I think my spirits changed also in that third loop, knowing what I had decided, that I had decided to drop at the third loop and finish off strong. I think that also changed my mindset, being at peace with that and being okay with it. That just made a huge difference. And it was probably somewhere in loop 2 when I made that decision, which helped with my morale in loop 2. So there you have it. When you pivot, you create another opportunity for yourself. And like I said today, it's better to have a small miracle than no miracle at all. And that's it.
So what happened at the Javelina 100 mile race? Why didn't I finish the race? The best way I can describe it is that the fear that set in the day before the race was so overwhelming. I tried to subdue it. I tried to rationalize it out. I tried to put on a brave face. My crew chief, Carrie, was incredibly supportive, and fear took over. That's the best way I can describe it. The morning of bib pickup, I cried in the Airbnb. This sudden urge, these emotions took over, and I don't know if it was overwhelm from having just hosted the retreat in Arizona. I don't know if it was overwhelm of picking up a race bib for a 100-mile distance. I really don't know what it was. And I talk about my nervous system a lot because I have done so much work on recalibrating my nervous system for myself over the last 7 years that I thought I had this in the bag. And I didn't, because there are layers to us that are so deep and so like as thick as creases that sometimes can't be ironed out. And if you try to iron these creases out, you are going to I don't even know how to explain it, but I think you get my point. And even when I look back at the journey of the 7 years of the streak, each year represented a hurdle that I overcame. So each year of the streak represented an obstacle that I overcame. And it wasn't until I would say year 5 of the streak that I actually identified and I said I'm a runner, and there's no ifs, ands, or buts. And I no longer had to justify my runs, my 5Ks. I no longer had to even think about when I'm going to do them or wrestle with my brain about when I'm going to do them. And that's when I knew that I had embodied the identity of who I wanted to be. So that took 5 years. So here I was last year. I completed Javelina 2024, and the doubt creeped in, and the thoughts that I thought I had buried over the past several years of completing the 5Ks, the daily 5Ks, the thoughts came back. And some of the thoughts were like, who do you think you are trying to do a 100-mile race? You're so selfish. You've taken so much time away from your family and just spent it on yourself and on your running. You're just a selfish mom. So I tried to subdue those thoughts the morning of the station set up, the morning of the bib pickup. And Carrie did such a great job of trying to calm me down. But after we had set up the tent, I cried uncontrollably on the way back to our Airbnb. And the morning of the race, I got up, I got ready, and I did something that I've never done before. I put this lube that I've never used before, squirrel's nut butter, on my feet. And last year, I taped up my feet. So I don't know why I did that. I also put on these new socks albeit they are the socks that I always wear, but they were a brand new pair, so they hadn't really been worn in. And so I had put those socks on with this new lube, and I remember walking from the car with all my stuff to our tent and thinking to myself, why are my feet sloshing in my shoes? My feet felt so like hot already and loose, and they felt like they were sloshing around in my socks and my shoes, maybe because of the lube. It was the strangest feeling, and right then and there I knew something was off. So when we got back to the tent, I changed my socks back into an old pair that I had put in my bag just in case, an older worn out pair. And off we go on that first loop, and I didn't have the confidence. I just didn't have the confidence. And what you tell yourself, you believe. And I tried to do the self-talk that I had talked about in the beginning of the video. I tried to get my artillery, my tool belt of thoughts and mantras ready. And it just, that loop one, even though I came in under 6 hours, I was really proud of my time. Loop one, the feet set the tone of the worrisome thought. I also have to say that loop one, the first half of loop one, I spent worrying. Then in loop two, the first half of loop two, the realization set in. Was I going to complete this? Because I had come in under 6 hours in loop one, which is actually a 2-mile longer loop than the rest of the loops. Loop one is 22 miles. The rest of the loops are all just under 20 miles. So because of the challenging way I feel like I started the race, I spent the first half of loop two with that uphill slope. So I truly believe that because of the way I started off the race that morning with the preoccupation of worrying about my feet and how sloshy they felt in my shoes and how already hot they felt in my shoes. The first 1.5 loops, I was so preoccupied with this that it set the tone. And I had the confidence going for me after loop one of coming in under 6 hours, but that preoccupation of, am I going to finish this race, and trying to talk myself out of the race set the tone for the whole race. And I knew after loop two that I was dropping out. And I would have to say that the first half of loop two, which was quite hot, the first half of loop two was very challenging. And I was struggling with my speed, because also the first half of a loop is uphill. So it's not until you get to mile 10 of the loop that the downhill part sets in. So the first half, you're climbing about 400 feet altogether in elevation. And so it wasn't until the second half of loop two, when I met Danny, that my confidence came back and I forgot about the pain in my feet, because by then blisters had formed. So in the end, as we know, what happened in the end, it was a lot of self-talk that I do believe did me in, so to speak. You know, what we say to ourselves, we truly believe, and your body or your mind they will figure out an avenue to use to get you down. And in my case, whether it was the mom guilt or the situation with the feet, and that being the red flag for the run. Oh, my feet, I've got hot spots already. Your mind will figure out how to, what's that called? How to pull one over on you. That's what your mind will do. And so what we believe, we achieve. I didn't believe in myself, and therefore I did not achieve the 100-mile distance. There were thankfully so many positive moments at this race that did not overshadow my efforts. There were so many personal bests that I have to be so thankful for, like that Loop 1 coming in at 5 hours and 44 minutes at 22 miles and having a personal best of 100 kilometers of 4 hours, a personal best of 4 hours. And I have to thank my crew chief, Carrie, for being there for me, because the transitions in and out of our tent were amazing and super fast, and having all my stuff ready. So those are the things that I want to focus on, and completing a 50K in under 9 hours. So the 100-mile race, it has to be earned. And you have to sometimes fail in order to earn your belt buckles. So I will see you all in 2026.